Hey everybody. I'm just going to share some fun stories today. Hopefully this is enjoyable for people and maybe gets people fired up. That would be a good thing. Fire some folks up. Different things motivate different people. Different things fire people up. That's great. I can't remember who said this quote. It's not my quote. It's not a quote. It was like a meme on social media that somebody sent my way or tagged me in it, and it really resonated with me. I like it. And it was something along the lines of, we put so much emphasis or spotlight on the professional athletes, right? And if we're talking about the CrossFit space, the CrossFit heroes, we all know who those are. And that's great. And, they're celebrated and revered and blah, blah, blah. Not so much by me. I have nothing against them as a person, just that just doesn't do it for me. But the meme basically said something along the lines of, who should be revered and celebrated and put on a pedestal, and other people should be like, wow, what is it that you're doing because you're amazing, is the regular man or woman that works a full-time job, is taking care of a couple kids, has all kinds of real life responsibilities. They're not in their 20s or 30s, right? So they're in their 40s where gains are more challenging. And they have very limited time to work out. They don't have all the fancy equipment. They got no sponsors. And they have the mental fortitude and discipline to hit it every day, to somehow get it in, even though life gave them 1,000 excuses, and they're making it happen. That is really cool to me. That fires me up. Don't get me wrong, I love seeing the well-known beasts do something astonishing. That's great. But that doesn't fire me up like the other individuals that I just said. Those get me, your average Joes, if you will, just making it happen with above average discipline and dedication. That's what gets me. So with that in mind, I'm going to share 3 or 4 stories of exactly those sort of people today because I think you'll enjoy it. And this is also lumped into this is the drum that I beat all the time, the power of one workout a day. It's amazing how far you can go with one workout a day and some dedication. It truly is. Now that's not one random workout, and this is like Linchpin Conversations number 240 or something. So if you're tuning in today for the first time and you still think CrossFit is random, you either have never heard of CrossFit, you've been living under a rock. That's not what we're talking about. So, go back and listen to some other episodes. One workout a day, and that's one workout a day that is one workout, part of a beautifully choreographed symphony of intelligently designed and intentional, purposeful workouts, each one that has a meaning, each one that has significance. And when you do just one of those workouts a day, scaling it if you have to, it's pretty astonishing what you can accomplish. And sometimes the workout is less than 5 minutes and you go home. I know that's shocking. You don't have to lift every day. As a matter of fact, I would recommend that you don't. When you do lift, you pour your heart and soul into it. Great things happen. So here are 4 individuals that I'm going to highlight here because these are the sort of stories that fire me up. And these are just 4 that I picked from the Linchpin community. I just screenshotted them when I saw them. They're sitting on my desktop, so they were quick and easy. I could have picked thousands of other individuals, so, it's not, don't take it any particular way. It's just people that very much personify what I said a second ago. Real people living real lives, making it happen. So the first one that we'll highlight is Melanie H. And she's a physician's assistant, I believe. I hope I'm getting that correct. She is in her 40s. She's a busy mom. She's got a son that's active and always she's taken to sports and all that kind of good stuff, works out in her garage. Well, today the workout of the day on Linchpin was the hero workout Jerry, which involves running and rowing. And wherever she is, I think the weather wasn't too nice. So she just got on the rower today and just pulled on that thing for 20 minutes. And she accumulated just over 6,000 meters in 20 minutes. Okay? If you're not sure why that's something that makes me go, holy cow, you should hop on there and try it. And if you think that she is a taller, heavier athlete, which would be advantageous on the rower, she is not a taller, heavier athlete. She's just a ferocious animal getting it done in a busy life, one workout a day. That's ridiculous. Another individual that falls into this category is active duty military. I mentioned him before. His name is Tanner. Last name is B. He's a ridiculous human being because he's so darn strong. Ridiculously strong. He is a bigger guy. He's, I think, 250 pounds. And he's got the back squat that everybody, wants to chase because everyone loves hearing back squat numbers. And so he's probably one of the strongest people out there in our community. He just back squatted 475 pounds for a double. Now here's the interesting thing about Tanner, right? Is people love those numbers. They just love huge back squat numbers. With as strong as Tanner is, okay, I mean, he is very much at the 99th percentile for lifts. And so you think, okay, with as high as you are and as incredibly developed in this one area as you are, to increase that back squat, you've got to have to do this very specific back squat program because you don't have much more room to excel, right? But that's not what he's been finding with just one workout a day. As a matter of fact, I screenshotted his words in case you don't believe me from when he just hit 475 for a double. And he said he was visiting a Navy facility in Coronado, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. PR, 5-pound PR for a double. I've said it before, and I'll say it forever at this point. This program works. If you follow it and listen to your body, Pat's done all the hard work for you. It may not seem like running and rowing mixed with air squats will make you stronger, but my numbers keep going up. Don't let your ego get in the way, and the sky's the limit. So, great. Thank you for the kind words. Obviously, I'm human. That makes me feel good. But that section that he said there, where is it? It may not seem like running and rowing mixed with air squats will make you stronger, but my numbers keep going up. And that gets back to the power of variance. The human body responds, and again, vary doesn't mean random, but from short to medium to long, intelligently and purposefully laying out the workouts with the loading, the reps, the movements, good things happen. And you can get stronger even on days that don't look like a 7x1 back squat. There's a whole lot of fitness to be had, and I think sadly a lot of people these days are missing the boat. They think they just need to lift heavy every day, get in a little sweaty session after that, and their numbers are going to skyrocket, and I think they're lying to themselves. Variance, classic CrossFit, believe it or not, it works. It works really, really well. And here's the other impressive thing about Tanner. Sure, he's a monster of a human being. He's a helicopter pilot in the military. He's married. He's a dad. Got a busy schedule. 475 pounds for a double back squat. Wow, right? Psychotic. But at 250 pounds of body weight, he also, since he doesn't cherry pick and understands the importance of variance, the other day, or was it last week, when we had the workout that was 1 up to 10, back down to 1 of a burpee and a strict pull-up. So 100 burpees and 100 strict pull-ups. That workout's no joke. Talk about no barbell in sight. Talk about if you've only been lifting heavy, that workout will eat you up and spit you out. Tanner did that workout in 16 minutes and change at 250 pounds of body weight. Strict pull-ups. Variance works. It works really well. I've got 2 more people to highlight. The other one is notorious in the Linchpin community, especially if you're in our private Facebook group, you know this lunatic. Ben G, out of France. Ben is probably the fittest member in Linchpin. I think I can feel really confident saying that. He's a lunatic. But what I like so much about Ben, married, several children. Ben is a great example of how, and I think, so if Melanie's in her 40s, Tanner, I would say, is in his late 20s or early 30s. Ben, I believe, is in his mid-30s. what I love about Ben is Ben is a great example of how you do not need a lot of fancy stuff to become a ferocious beast of fitness. And if you don't believe me, here's what you need to do. Go to the CrossFit Linchpin YouTube channel. We've recently started a new playlist called Garage Gym Tours. And I'm posting a new video every day of different private track members and where they work out in their spaces. We'll find the one that says Ben G Garage Gym Tour. It's like a 90-second video maybe of his small space that he works out in his home in France. He's got nothing fancy in there, doesn't have a ton of room, and with that humble gym, he is an animal. So that's a really cool story of just showing that you don't have to get lost in having all kinds of fancy stuff. If you've got the bare minimum gear that you need and you're doing the right work every day and you listen to your body, fantastic things are going to happen. So yeah, Linchpin, the CrossFit Linchpin YouTube channel, the playlist called Garage Gym Tours, Ben G. Now, here's what's interesting, is people love to get fired up about like the really strong guy. Ah, wow, that must be, I'm going to listen to whatever the strong guy says. Or so-and-so is the fittest, and that's obviously fantastic as well. But the story that I saved for last is, in my mind, actually the most impressive one, and the one that I think everybody should be most wowed by and follow this individual. But that's just not, sadly, the way that social media and whatever works. Bob S. So we had Melanie in her 40s, Tanner B in his late 20s or early 30s, Ben G in his mid 30s. Bob S is a member of the Linchpin community, and he is 61 years old. Does the workouts every day, scales as needed, makes intelligent decisions, listens to his body. At 61 years old, he has been doing CrossFit for 10 years, okay? So he started when he's 51. And he just hit a lifetime goal. At 61 years old, he did 20 rounds of Cindy prescribed. I want to let that sink in. I want you to wrap your head around that. 20 rounds of Cindy prescribed at 61 years old. You are an absolute, I don't even know the right word for how much of an incredible individual and human being you are. Scientists should be asking you what you're doing. You're in shape in your 20s. Great. You're supposed to be. But every decade that ticks by, more and more of your peers fall off, and they fall off, and they fall off. The tortoise wins the race, not the hare. And Bob S., at 61 years old, getting 20 rounds of Cindy, is one of the most impressive things I have heard in a really, really long time. And I think that is the number one on my hit list. And when I am 61 years old, if I'm getting 20 rounds of Cindy, I have won at life, quite frankly. So that's kind of just 4 really cool stories that I hope fires people up, because again, all the huge followings on social media and all the fanfare and all the sponsorships and all the flashy media is made for the athletes out there in the arena, and I get that, understandable, but the regular guy and gal out there just making it happen day in and day out, holding down the full-time job, working out with whatever gear they have, and putting forth effort, that wins the race. And anyway, that's the stuff that fires me up. So I hope it fires you up too. And that's it. Enjoy your day. And if you did yesterday's 15-minute EMOM of thrusters and pull-ups, you have my sincere apologies. We'll talk later.